Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about some moving and shaking in the animation industry. This is very interesting. Two former Disney executives are shelling out $3 billion for Cocomelon.
Yeah, it's weird because when I saw the headline, you said, oh, Cocomelon got sold. But what struck me wasn't that it got sold. It struck me was who bought it. Because I knew exactly who these people were.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because they talk about the rise of Cocomelon, and Wired just put an article out today, said, you know, Disney look out. Yeah, the folks buying it were both kind of jaded Disney executives. You have Kevin Mayer, who was behind Disney Plus, and Tom Staggs, who was in line to be CEO.
Well, they both were.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Yeah.
They both were. When Staggs left, he was like the one they were looking at as being the shoe-in for replacement. And then everybody thought it was going to be Kevin Mayer because, you know, he was the one doing Disney Plus and they were putting all their eggs in that basket. And then they kind of snubbed him and went and picked Chapek, and then he left.
Yeah, so we've got two disgruntled guys who were both in line to be the next CEO of Disney, buying what is inarguably right now the most popular animated property on the planet. Cocomelon's huge, and a lot of people got blindsided by it. They're actually, you know, when they talk about the decline of the Disney Channel and of Nickelodeon, I know some sites like Cartoon Brew said that a big part of that is, you know, shows like Cocomelon because it makes so much money.
I'm not trying to be judgy or anything here because I have a parent and I'm guilty of this as well. A lot of parents just turn it on and let their kids just sit there and watch it. It's like a babysitter.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to condemn anyone because I've done it myself. So I think that's a big part of why these YouTube kids channels are so big too.
Yeah, except back in our day, it was, you know, you get a DVD and you just have it just play over and over and over and over again. Lots of Caillou. My God, we watched a lot of Caillou.
Yeah, Caillou. Anyway, no one's buying that though.
Nobody wants freaking Caillou. But what's interesting is this is happening within days of another animation sale that Frederator is getting sold again, second time in 5 years now. Disclaimer, we actually know people over at Frederator. We had no idea this was going to happen.
Yep.
So we kind of got blindsided by this too. Usually people leak information to us or whatever, but yeah, Frederator getting sold again. They were behind Adventure Time. They're currently behind Castlevania and some other stuff, but they got bought by a larger Canadian animation company, and then that whole company is getting sold for $53 million, which is not nearly as much as the $3 billion
that
Cocomelon pulled. And also Alvin the Chipmunks are for sale.
That's right. Let's pull our money, guys.
$300 million. So if we had, you know, $300 million, we could buy the Chipmunks.
There's a lot of things I would do with $300 million. I don't think buying the Chipmunks would be one of them.
So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 239,000 subs. You know, thank you so much for the support. We do not make enough money here to buy the Chipmunks, but we greatly appreciate your support. If somebody wants to super chat us $300 million.
No, don't, because I don't want to be responsible for that whole fiasco.
The Chipmunks or somebody giving us that much money?
Yeah. There are lots of other things that I would think $300 million could go towards that would have a stronger impact and make you more money. Anyway.
Yeah. So this is the big news. Cocomelon owner is sold to Kevin Mayer and Tom Staggs. Again, both disgruntled
Disney
people who started this SPAC. We've been talking about these as basically venture capital. They raised $350 million in IPO, but
in this case, I can see respect. But you know, it's not like the stupid blogs where we have you know products and it's like sex toys. This is like this actually is something that I can see where you'd actually make money from it.
Yeah, and the fact that, I mean, talk about, you know, go big or go home. One of the first things they do, they get this put together is they go after the biggest animated property. You know, two former Disney guys going after the biggest animated property on the planet right now, which crazy. $3 billion. Moonbug Entertainment, which owns the kids' brands Blippi, in addition to Cocomelon, follows Reese Witherspoon's Hello Sunshine and selling to the Blackstone-backed venture. Now, side trip here, a lot of people have been talking about Blackstone lately. They are activist investors.
Oh, boy.
So it might wind up being Wocomelon by the time they're done with it. I don't know, but they have been giving a lot of money to a lot of people to funnel into media And
well, in this
there's
case,
been
it
some
could just
discussion.
be, it could honestly be because a lot of people don't like where Disney has been going lately.
Yeah.
And it could be that some people are giving the money because they want to see someone stick it to Disney. And that could be the case because, you know, as of late, there's been a lot of, you know, they're very up their own ass, but they're not, they've been making a lot of choices a lot of people question. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and Disney doesn't really seem to be focusing as much on animation as
No.
you'd think they would be.
No, it's live action versions of all the animation.
Yeah, but Cocomelon, huge thing. And it was weird to read about the history of it.
Yeah, you were telling me.
It was, now there's some different people involved in Moonbug, but like it was a husband-wife team that were doing these cartoons originally, and they did them, I guess, for their kids, and then it blew up on YouTube. But that's not what they started out doing. They started out doing other stuff. But
Yay for husband and wife teams.
Yeah, there you go. California couple. Yeah, they worked in the worlds of children's book illustration, filmmaking, and then they wound up doing Cocomelon as kind of a side gig for their kids.
Makes sense.
And it took off. But Blippi, I didn't know this, right?
And I want to point out there are Blippi toys and stuff at Walmart and at different stores. They have toys of Blippi also.
Blippi, real name Stephen John, and a Mr. Rogers-like entertainer, is well known to toddlers the world over since starting his YouTube channel in 2014. Okay, good so far. As well as to those who knew him as Steezy Grossman, the man who once defecated on the exposed genitals of a friend in an early viral video. So
I can't even.
You can, and he didn't get canceled for that. Apparently,
yeah, that apparently that's fine.
Apparently, you can rebound from anything and make billions of dollars, you know. But here we go. Former Disney execs Kevin Mayer and Tom Staggs have made their second major acquisition. Their company has acquired Moonbug Entertainment, the parent company of the kids show Cocomelon and Blippi, and there is merch at Walmart.
All over.
There's a bigger section for Cocomelon and Blippi, I think, than Star Wars now.
I think they're right.
In the toy department. It said Thursday evening. Terms of the deal were not disclosed. Bloomberg said it was about $3 billion. Moonbug's founders, CEO Renee Reichman and CEO John Robson, as well as its existing management team, will retain equity stakes in the Blackstone-backed media company. Blah, 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 blah. But it's interesting that they're bringing Disney into it. This is what they said. This is, let's see, a joint statement from Staggs and Mayer. We have known Renee and his innovative company for years, including during our time together at Disney. And they have built a perfect example of the type of category-defining business we're looking to bring into our company. They know how to identify and support brands that are beloved by millions of families across the globe. We and our partners at Blackstone look forward to helping expand Moonbug's portfolio of titles and further extend its franchise across digital platforms, key licensing, and merchandising channels.
Well, licensing and merchandising is where they're going.
So this is what Disney wanted to do with Maker Studios. And they failed miserably at it. They bought Maker and it basically
Well, these guys
imploded.
would have been there during that time.
Yeah, so they learned, I think.
Yeah, probably. Well, this one's interesting too. They said that this is in August they bought the controlling stake in Reese Witherspoon's Hello Sunshine channel also.
Yeah, which I believe had some venture capital from Disney at the beginning. I'm pretty sure it did.
I don't know. So they are in the market to pursue category-defining businesses and brands. And they said, and this is something Disney I think keeps forgetting. The bond between creators and their followers is very emotional and deep, and it can be mined for a lot of opportunity. See, they're trying to, take people's connections and make money off it, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that Disney doesn't seem to understand that when you acquire something, it doesn't mean that you suddenly are good at it because you acquired it. When you buy a franchise or a brand or something, and and its creators are very, very deeply ingrained into that, like the Muppets, the Jim Henson Company, or Star Wars, or things like that, it's going to be very, very, very hard to just do it your way and and make it go. So when people have built a platform, and there's a lot of people who are invested, and they're invested in what they're presenting and the person behind it, you need to find a happy medium where you meet in the middle and try to work something out or try to continue that.
Yeah.
And Disney doesn't seem to understand that. That's the one thing they can't stick the landing on.
Yeah.
And they bought Maker because that'd be easy way into YouTube, and they found out that that's not the case. So, it's interesting that these two guys are kind of trying to out Disney because Disney failed when they tried.
Disney failed at YouTube. I mean, Maker was the biggest blunder, and it led to the adpocalypse because, they thought they were basically buying PewDiePie without buying PewDiePie.
Right.
And they did not realize what kind of content was on their networks. They just saw the dollar signs and they saw the numbers and they're like, look at all these huge YouTubers and we're going to do programming based on these gamers. And they tried it on Disney XD. It didn't go very well. And then the apocalypse happened and they just blew the whole thing up. It was like $500 million. I think it was like 600 million or something.
These guys are probably there for this. So they probably saw it go down this way. And they're like, well, they're saying you kind of need to have the creator there or somehow, the audiences need to be connected in some way. You need that connection.
I just think it's funny. There was an adpocalypse over PewDiePie, but the guy who plays Blippi is known for defecating on the genitals.
Taking a shit on someone's wee-wee. I was going to say it.
Taking a poop on somebody's... A caca, taking a caca on somebody's wee-wee, on somebody's blippy. Is that where you got the name from?
I don't think so.
Is that what they call it, giving you a blippy?
No, I don't think that's what that means.
Is that where his name came from?
I don't think so.
Hey, Steve, give me a blippy, will you? Okay, pal.
I don't think it's called giving someone a blippy. It could be wrong, but I'm honestly not up on the shitting on your friend's etiquette, so I don't know.
That's all the kids are saying that now.
It's like, while you're down there, can you wipe me?
Steve gave Tim a blippy. We got it on. We put it on TikTok. Yeah, so, Cocomelon, big business, lots of knockoffs. YouTube actually shut down a channel, Super JoJo, with 22 million subs because it was too close to Cocomelon.
Well, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, they said that they were basically caught sort of like tracing Cocomelon content and all that. It's big money. I mean, can you imagine what YouTube's cut of Cocomelon is?
I'm sure it's a lot.
Massive. Anyway, it does seem like a lot of animation studios are kind of scrambling to consolidate these days. A lot of streamers are looking for content. I mean, again, I think the reason the Chipmunks are being put up for sale is because, Netflix bought Roald Dahl's library for like 700 million. So they're just sitting there like, yep, we got the Chipmunks just kind of laying around. Last movie wasn't very good. You want them?
300 million is actually just low for that.
For the Chipmunks, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the last couple movies did that well.
They didn't, but one hit Chipmunk movie and you too can make your money back. It's a turnkey business.
There you go.
But it's the Bagdasarians, I think, are selling it, which it was the dad started it and then his son kind of ran with it. But I freaking loved the Chipmunk Adventure. I'm just going to talk.
I did too when I was a kid.
It was actually, the animation was very, very good. It was shockingly good compared to the animated series. And the reason for that being is that it was a lot of laid off Disney animators that worked on that. So yeah, you can get Disney animators pretty cheap when they're not working on Disney stuff.
There you go. Well, that's relative.
Yeah, relatively.
Because 300 million seems like a cheap deal for Alvin and Chipmunks. So it's all relative.
It's all relative, but there we go, guys. I think we're going to see a lot more consolidation in the coming years. Everybody's scrambling to sell. So, like, even look at the headlines here on Deadline. I'm seeing like lots of people trying to merge. Lionsgate's getting sold, and other
this
companies
company bought this company, bought this company. And then 2 years later, that company got sold to somebody else. It's just like it's like the things where you see like the fish eat the fish, eat the fish, eat the fish. It's kind of like that, and then you're gonna have big fish.
Yeah, Bubbly Steve, he'll eat other fish.
That's right. Well, that's right. Our logo is a fish.
He'll fight back. Bubbly
yeah,
Steve.
He's got teeth.
So you're not going to eat me, bitches.
He's part clownfish, part piranha.
He is. He's part piranha. Yeah.
He looks cute and friendly, but truth is, he'll bite if he needs to.
He can pass for clownfish, though. But when push comes to shove, he has to pull the piranha.
He lives in the
fresh and salt water.
Well, I was going to say he lives in the anemones. So that he can zap his enemies.
Did you know that clownfish are actually vicious little bastards?
Yes. They
are. Like, there's one guy, he was a scuba diver, and it's off the cuff here, but I remember reading, and he said, you know what? I've never been bit by a shark, but he's like, freaking clownfish. Every time I go scuba diving and I stick my hand in, the clownfish will just come after me.
That's right.
Yeah.
They don't care if they're bigger than them.
They're tenacious as fuck.
That's right.
Just like us. So
it worked out.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.